Okay, my top tip for writing Presents novels is put in the emotion. So many people I talk to who read Presents say that they love the emotional journey that authors take them on. And for me, what hooked me into reading Presents in the first place was that hit of emotion that I used to feel as a teenager when I picked up those books and the heroine was in an impossible situation that she wasn't going to be able to get out of, or the hero had done something terrible to her and I didn't know how they were going to get together in the end. She's facing terrible odds, he's done something wrong, whatever the problem is, it's an emotional journey that goes up, you follow the highs up and you celebrate with them, and then when things go bad and you have a terrible black moment, you're not sure how things are going to end, that's what hooks the readers. When I speak to some aspiring authors, they say, I love my characters so much that I can't do anything nasty to them. Just ignore that. You need tough love if you're writing characters in a Presents novel. You give them a hard time. You give them big problems to deal with. First of all, you've got to make sure that you love your characters, you're invested in what's happening to them. Then you've got to try to get your readers engaged so that they love your characters too and they care, even if your characters might be doing something not quite so nice. I'm thinking of some of the alpha heroes I've met. But get the readers engaged, get them to understand what your characters are going through, and have your readers barracking for those characters. And the way you do that is love the characters yourselves. If you're not invested in those characters and what's happening to them, the story is not going to go anywhere. So focus on the emotion, focus on where that's taking your characters and how your characters feel. Ask them every chapter, every scene, how do you feel about that? When he did that to you or she did that to you, how did you react? You've got a particular personality, what's your response? When people talk about Presents, a lot of the time they say, oh, it's glitzy and it's glamorous and it's very rich men with lots of power, and it is, and it's exotic locations, it's all of those things, but don't focus on that. You can use that to build your structure, your scene, to increase the tension by having these people play out their love affair in front of the world's press or whatever it is. Focus on the emotion. If the emotion isn't in the story, it's not going to go anywhere. So that's my easy tip. Always remember the emotion. And my postscript is, if you want to write for Presents, read other Presents stories, because you have to love this sort of story. I don't know any Presents author who doesn't love reading romance and specifically reading Presents books. It's a line that's based on passion, and that includes the passion of the authors for this style of book, and it shows in your writing. If you're really not engaged in this sort of story, then try the sort of story that you do love to write, because it shows.